Okay, everybody, good morning. It is so wonderful to be here again, Thursday morning, 9:30 a.m., to learn Chumash, to learn the Parsha with each and every one of you, and to our friends who are watching us on YouTube and Facebook. Thank you so much for joining us. It really is a special morning because today is not only a Thursday morning, it's also the morning before Shavuot, which is the morning before the Jewish people received the Torah. And I want to share with you a little thought that, you think about it. The Jewish people overslept. That's why we stay up the whole night of Shavuot and learn, because the Jewish people overslept the night of Shavuot. So the obvious question is, come on, who are we fooling? Do you think the Jewish people know that they're going to have a revelation from the Almighty and they're able to sleep? They're not able to fall asleep, right? They're not able to fall asleep. What do you mean they overslept? It's impossible. How can someone oversleep when they have such an important meeting the next day? It's impossible. So the sages say that God made an abnormal tiredness fall upon the people, and they all fell asleep. Why? Because one day, many years from then, there will be people who will be very tired, who will be very, very spiritually, depleted, who won't have the excitement and the energy for Judaism, for the relationship with God. And they're going to be sleeping, spiritually sleeping, physically sleeping. And God's going to tell them, you have the same privilege, the same opportunity as the Jewish people at Mount Sinai. They were also sleeping. Don't feel discouraged. Don't worry about it. Even Moses was sleeping, and even the prophets were sleeping. They were all sleeping in. Don't worry. You're normal. You're one of the Jewish people. This is a normal thing, and just feel encouraged. You can join us and learn Torah. I think it's such a beautiful idea. And this is not it's one of the earlier commentators, right? One of the great Hasidic masters, the Arugas Habosem. He says it's to encourage the Jewish people forever and ever. Don't worry. You don't have to be perfect to be receiving the Torah. Also, the Jewish people at Mount Sinai overslept. Okay, they were also sleepy. They also weren't spiritually excited and motivated. They were sleeping. God had to wake them up. Said, "Come on, guys, I'm supposed to give you Torah. Where are you? Wake up!" Right? So don't worry. If you know anybody who says me to learn Torah, I can't learn Torah because I'm. Don't worry. The Jewish people were also sleeping at Mount Sinai. Don't worry. All right. It's such an important thing for us to remember the incredible opportunity we have. One other beautiful Hasidic idea, which gives so much beautiful flavor to the dairy. And Ahu was doing a video about this today, so she recorded it last night. But I'll just share with you this idea. So why do we eat dairy on Shavuot? Do you know there's a custom to eat dairy?
Yeah, I don't
So
know
if
what.
you think about other foods that spoil, once they're spoiled, they're gone. Throw them out. Right? Bad strawberries, bad fruits, bad liquids. Once they spoil, they're rotten. They're no good. But what happens when milk gets rotten? It
Throw it
becomes
out.
cheese.
Oh, I see.
It becomes cheese. So what our sages are telling us, you know what? Even if you feel like you're spoiled milk and you're rotten, no, something great can become out of you. You can become cheese. You become something special. So don't give up hope. Don't think, oh, I can't do it. I can't do it because look at me, I'm rotten. No, 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 no. You can still become cheese. You can still become something even greater than milk. Right? That's the idea. Judaism is all about seeing a perspective of encouragement for every single one of us. And it's constant encouragement where it's never ending opportunities to learn, to grow, to connect, to elevate, and to never stop pursuing our desire for growth and connection to Hashem. All right. So now we are going to open up to 428 in the second volume of Rav Wolbe on Chumash, and we are on page 428. All right, please, Howard. We're gonna go left to right on my screen, so I'm just gonna. Elisa, you have a copy?
I do. It finally arrived.
Oh, awesome, awesome, awesome. Okay, so
Okay.
what we do is everyone reads 2 paragraphs, and I will sometimes interject in the middle.
Okay. Filling our days. How are we to prepare for the Yom Tov of Shavuot? We can glean the answer from the days of Sifra leading up to Shavuot. Counting day after day brings to mind the pasuk, quote, teach us to count our days so that we will acquire a heart of wisdom, quote. If we learn how to properly count each day, we will succeed in acquiring a heart full of wisdom. How do we understand and apply this concept? With regard to the heavenly man that fell on a daily basis, tell us that Hashem acts with us in the manner that we ourselves act. The Torah was given with the intention that it be studied every day. Since Bnei Yisrael fulfilled this commandment properly, Hashem provided them with the man that fell every day.
So, meaning it's a rebound relationship, right? What happens is that the way in which we interact with the Almighty, the way in which we have that relationship with God, is exactly the way the Almighty interacts with us. Okay, so if we have our connection to Hashem, right? If we have our right, one of the things that it says is that the Jewish people who were righteous got their manna at their front door. The Jewish people who were not righteous, who didn't act appropriately, had to go to the end of the camp to get their manna. Right? Very interesting.
Right.
It wasn't just a given that your manna came to your doorstep. You had to go to the end of the camp if you weren't acting properly. And that's what he says here. Hashem acts with us in the manner that we act with him. Right? If we act in a way of closeness, of connection, then Hashem is there in a way of closeness and connection. If we're acting distantly, then Hashem will act with us distantly. All right? Eliza, please.
Yes, and my phone cut out. Can you remind me which page?
428.
428. Third paragraph.
On the bottom.
I'm sorry, for what?
28.
428.
Okay.
On the bottom.
How are at the beginning? How are we to prepare?
Chazal.
Oh, okay. Chazal. Okay, great. Chazal are revealing to us that aside from the general mitzvah to study Torah, there's another aspect of Torah that must impact our daily lives. Just as we are given bags to fill with groceries, so too we are given days to fill with Torah. Hashem creates the world anew each morning, and every day provides an opportunity for Torah study that never existed before. Regardless of what we did yesterday or what we'll do tomorrow, our job is to fulfill. Can I continue? Or should I continue? Yeah. Okay.
Our job, the last sentence got cut off. So regardless of what we did yesterday or what we will do tomorrow, our job is to fill the present day with Torah. Okay, yeah, continue.
Okay. This seems to be a novel approach. However, the pasuk in Devarim states explicitly that we are to study Torah in order that these words that I have commanded you should be on your heart. The answer is both that both concepts are true. If a person is thirsty, he will fill a cup with water and drink it. Without a cup, one cannot drink. Likewise, if one is thirsty for Torah, he must fill his days with Torah, because the days are the cup that enables him to quench the thirst he feels in his heart. We properly count our days and fill each one with Torah. We acquire our heart full of wisdom. Beautiful.
Linda?
On Shavuot, we will once again accept the Torah. True acceptance of the Torah means that Avodas Hashem will take a central place in our lives, and we will do our utmost to fill each and every day with a substantial quantity of Torah, mitzvot, tefillah, and chesed. One who fulfills this obligation will merit the reward mentioned at the end of the above midrash. Moreover, I will bless you every day, as the pasuk states. He will fill you day after day with the blessings of his Shem.
Right. So it really is an amazing thing if you think about what Shavuot really is, what the goal and purpose is of Judaism, is to have a full-time relationship with the Almighty. That's really what we want. Every mitzvah, and I was explaining this yesterday in the class at UOS. Here are my notes for the class. You can't see it. You can't. Oh, you can.
Can't see. Oh, yeah.
There you go. So, the goal of receiving the Torah was to be able to relive that relationship every single day. That every single day we have the opportunity to relive the experience at Mount Sinai by the performance of mitzvahs, by the performance of every single act of kindness, right? That we do, essentially what we're doing is bringing godliness into this world. That's what we want. That's what we want to accomplish at the end. I think that is being blurred with so much, we talk about Torah, we talk about mitzvahs, we learn. We have to remember at the end of the day, the real purpose is to make a natural connection between us and God constantly. That's the goal. So here, when it says here in Devarim, these words that I have commanded you should be on your heart, right? That should be a daily experience. That should be a daily thing that every day we have this relationship with God. It's an amazing thing. We mentioned this actually last week in the Wednesdays with Wolbe's class. Zahava and I, we mentioned that in Shema we say, Shema is the mission statement of the Jewish people. Right? What do we say? V'limadetem otam et b'nechem l'daber bam. To learn Torah. Talk it over with your children. When you're traveling in your car, listen to Torah. When you're walking on the street, listen to Torah. Wherever you are. And today, it makes perfect sense. It always made perfect sense. But even more today, you can listen on podcasts, you can listen on video, it really is amazing the unbelievable resources that we have today. It really is amazing. So not to waste the opportunity, not to waste the great time that we have, and instead to fill it up with as much connection with Hashem as possible. Right? Another thing is that many people feel mistakenly that this whole idea of godliness is so far removed from us. It's not at all. Right? The Almighty is right there wanting to connect with us. When we talk to Hashem, right? Hashem is right there listening to us. He wants us to communicate with him. Okay? All right, next one is 429. Lighting up the darkness. Howard, you want to start this?
Chazal tell us that the pasuk 104:20, you make darkness and it is night, alludes to our world, which can be compared to darkness. The Mithila Theorem explains that darkness causes confusion in two different ways. First, it blinds a person so that certain objects are obscured entirely. Additionally, it clouds one's vision, causing him to mistake a pole for a man and vice versa. Similarly, the physicality of this world obscures the pitfalls of life and causes people to mistake good for bad and bad for good. Incidentally, the word olam, world, stems from the word elam, hidden. Torah is the tool that was given to us to navigate the darkness of this world. It illuminates the night and guides us in every possible situation, granting us clarity amid the sea of confusion. As the pasuk states, the mitzvos of Hashem are clear. They enlighten the eyes. The mitzvos enlighten us as to what is permitted and what is forbidden, what is pure and what is impure.
Right. So the mitzvahs are the navigator to help us in this confusing world of distractions, the confusing world of where are my priorities, where and what should I be doing. Right? That's the
What is,
goal. The goal of a mitzvah is to help navigate us in the right direction.
what's the significance of the top line of that page?
Additionally, it clouds one's vision, causing him to, the idea is, so we're saying that it's darkness, right? The world is darkness.
Yes.
Because in darkness, you can't distinguish between a pole and a person. Right? You walk into something like, boom, oi, right? I don't know what that is, right?
Okay.
The
Thank you.
idea is that our vision is clouded.
All right.
All right, Eliza, please. Torah is the tool.
She's muted.
Eliza, you're muted. I'm sorry, Eliza.
Oh,
Okay, now
okay.
start over again. I'm sorry.
Torah is the tool that was given to us to navigate the darkness of the world. It illuminates the night and guides us in every possible situation, granting us clarity amid the sea of confusion. As the Pasuk states, Tehillim 19:9, the mitzvot of Hashem are clear. They enlighten our eyes. The mitzvot enlighten us as to what is permitted and what is forbidden, what is pure and what is impure. Chazal relates an interesting incident that summarizes this idea. Rav Yosef, the son of Rav Yehoshua ben Levi, took ill and passed away. But shortly afterward, he returned to this world. His father asked him what he had seen in the next world, and he answered, I saw an upside down world. Those who are higher in this world are lower in the next world, and those who are lower in this world are higher in the next world. To which his father replied that he had perceived a world of clarity.
Yeah. So, Linda?
Linda's muted.
Oh.
Pardon? Oh.
Okay, Linda, go.
Okay. Where do we Torah scholars stand in the next world? His father then queried. Rav Yosef answered, just as we stand here, so we stand there. Additionally, I heard them saying, praiseworthy is he who comes here with his Torah knowledge in his hand. As opposed to this world where everyone and everything is valued according to a subjective yardstick, the world to come is a world of total clarity. However, those who study Torah live with clarity not only in the next world, but even in this world. How does one attain this clarity? By living with his Torah knowledge in his hand. This can be explained in two ways. One who instills the Torah into his heart until it becomes part of his very being acquires a clearer perception of this world. Alternatively, one whose Torah study is in his hand, i.e. his learning is translated into action, has the ability to traverse life with clarity. The Torah is awesome and eternal. Even with the innovations, changes, and added confusion of the 21st century, the Torah illuminates the way and guides us through every step of our lives. May we be zocheh to truly receive the Torah on Shavuos.
That's a zocher means merit. May we merit to truly receive the Torah on Shavuot. So the idea is pretty clear here, is that we're living in a world of confusion where everything is upside down. We think about it. Who's honored, right? Who's honored today in the world? Who do we think of like, wow, this person is honorable, right? It's really not necessarily people. You think of Hollywood, right? Everyone's like, oh, Hollywood star. Oh my goodness, wow, star, stage fright, or star. I'm star. What do they call it?
Starstruck.
Starstruck, right? I can't believe it. My favorite actor, my favorite actress. I can't believe it. Right? What are they? Really?
Nothing.
They're experts in not being themselves. Right?
Just
You
like,
think about it. What is
just like athletes. just like
An
actors.
actor is someone who is able to be a professional faker,
Yeah,
right?
a
Think
professional
about that.
liar.
And that's what people look up to. That's what our generation is thinking. Like, wow, I want to be a Hollywood star. That's the craziest thing. Why would you want to be someone who's fake? By the way, not only fake in the relationships, not only we see that nothing works for them, right? Nothing works for them, right? Their relationships don't work, their friendships don't work, right? Their lives don't work. They don't function. Why? Because it's fake. It's not real. It's not real. It's really an amazing thing. What we find in Torah study is we see all truth. Torah study is all about
Mhm.
truth. That's what it is. It's MS, right? When we study Torah, what we're doing is we're taking the ingredients of God and putting it into our lives,
Mm.
right? And we're putting that reality of truth, where we say Hashem Elokechem Emet, Hashem's name is truth. We're bringing that truth into our life. Those contradictions sort of, they should at least fall away. They should fall away, naturally fall away, because they don't have a place anymore. They don't have a place anymore in
Right.
our lives, right? So while we may have lived with certain understandings, we may have lived with certain, that doesn't exist anymore. Why doesn't it exist? It doesn't exist because it's not true. It's not real anymore, right? So we have to think about, what is real value that we're trying to attain in this world. What is the real value, right? It's not the homes. It's not a nicer home. It's not a nicer car. It's not a nicer clothes and nicer jewelry. That doesn't get a person anywhere. We see a lot of lonely people in beautiful big homes, right? We see a lot of lonely people with beautiful jewelry and beautiful cars, right? So what is it? And look at the world that we talk today. People introduce, oh, this guy, very successful, right? What do you mean very successful, right? Just because a person is successful financially doesn't make them successful. If they can't hold a relationship together, right? What's successful about that, right? If they can't raise normal children, what's successful about that? You understand? We all have challenges. Of course, we all have challenges. But what we're talking about success is to have a wholesome connection with the Almighty. That is success. So someone who's able to work on themselves, someone who's able to change a single trait, that's success. That is true success. And that's the success we're trying to attain. All right? We'll do one more. All right? The root of all mitzvahs. Please.
Good.
Howard, go ahead,
Oh,
please.
on Shavuot, Yisrael received the Aseres Hadibros,
Ten
Commandments, which are a veritable formula for self-perfection. The Aseres Hadibros begin with Anochi Hashem, I am Hashem, and end with Lo Sachmad, do not desire that which belongs to another. And there is a direct correlation between these two commandments. The Ibn Ezra in Shemos asks an obvious question. How can we be commanded not to desire? How can a person not desire a beautiful item that belongs to someone else? The Ibn Ezra answers with a parable. A peasant who sees a princess will not even entertain the thought of marrying her because he knows that it is an absolute impossibility. Likewise, a person has to realize that because the Torah forbids his friend's wife to him, the possibility of marrying her is more remote than the possibility of the peasant marrying the princess. How can a person ensure that feelings of desire do not even arise in his heart? By recognizing the impossibility of the desire coming to fruition. When one comes to this realization, the desire will not even cross his mind or enter his heart. You want me to continue?
Yeah. Eliza, please.
Yes, happy to continue. In order to come to such a realization, a person has to internalize, sorry, there's lawnmower. idea of hashgacha pratis. Therefore, he will be happy with his lot in his heart, will not desire that which is not his, because he knows that Hashem did not want to give it to him, and he cannot take it by force or through schemes. Consequently, he should place his trust in his Creator, that he will sustain him and do what is best in his eyes. In order to fulfill the mitzvot of lo sachmod, a person has to be content with what he has and trust that Hashem. Okay, don't be jealous. A person, right, has to trust that Hashem is doing what is truly best for him. This, in effect, is the first mitzvah of Aseres Hadibros. I am Hashem who took you out of Egypt. This declaration encompasses all aspects of divine providence. For Yetziras Mitzrayim was the ultimate demonstration of Hashem's involvement in all aspects of every person's life. How does a person know if he has properly fulfilled the first commandment? He can gauge his success when the opportunity arises to fulfill the last of the commandment. Does he desire his neighbor's wife, car, or house? Or is he entirely content with what Hashem has allotted him? Shavuot is the time to strengthen our commitment to what we accepted many years ago on Har Sinai. The Rikatni writes that Lo Shachmod is the root of all mitzvot. In light of the above, this is quite understandable, because this is a mitzvah's fulfillment and contingent with our emunah in Hashem, which is the root of the entire Torah. Strengthening our emunah and bitachon will in turn enhance our fulfillment of lo sachmo and all other mitzvot, and ultimately will bring us to self-perfection intended by the giver of the Torah.
Right, so it's a very fundamental principle, right? We need to just analyze this, okay? Do we believe in Hashem?
Yes.
Right? Do we believe in Hashem who's the master of everything? Yes.
Yes.
Do we believe that Hashem gives us everything we need?
Yes.
Yes. Not everything we want, everything we need,
Mm.
right? So therefore, if Hashem wanted us to have something, we would have it. But Hashem doesn't. So me looking at my neighbor's car, my neighbor's possession, and being jealous of it means that I don't believe that Hashem knows what's right for me and what's wrong for me. Because, right, being jealous is a contradiction to belief in Hashem. Because if I believe that everything that I need Hashem will take care of, I have no reason to be jealous. I have no reason to desire anything other than what Hashem gave me. You understand? So it's such a fundamental principle. When we look at Anochi Hashem Elokecha, I am Hashem your God, our sages tell us that all of the 630 commandments are really all embedded in the 10 commandments. Right. It means if we only got the 10 commandments, we would know all 613. The sages tell us even more. If we only got the first commandment of Anochi Hashem Elokecha, I am Hashem your God, we would know all of the commandments, all of the 10 commandments from that. And then the sages say even further, if we only got the first word, which is Anochi, I am Hashem, right? Anochi, we would learn all of the first commandment and the 10 commandments and the 613 from it. And then our sages say even further, if we only had the first letter of Anochi, the Aleph, which the Aleph, the word, when you spell it out, means Aluf, which means master. If we only had the letter Aleph, we would learn the entire Torah from the letter Aleph. Right? It's unbelievable.
All that sounds really good, but I don't understand how that comes about.
Because what is the word Aleph? The word Aleph means master. So it's telling us, know that there's a creator of heaven and earth. Know that there is a creator. Right now that I know there's a creator, 1 second, should I be jealous? No, there's a creator. He gives me everything I need. Right? Should I steal? No. There's a creator. If he wanted you to have it, you would have it. You don't need to steal it. Oh, 1 second. Should I murder someone? No. Hashem is the creator. Hashem knows who needs to live and who needs to die. Right? 1 second. Should I do acts of kindness? 1 second. There's a creator. If he creates us, right, and he wants us to be like him, so we should do acts of kindness just like him. Understand? I understand. There's an ability our sages tell us for a person to really internalize godliness through the first commandment alone, through the first word, through the first letter, Anochi. It's very interesting that the Torah begins with the letter Bet, Bereshit bara Elokim.
Yeah.
What happened to the letter Aleph? What happened to the letter Aleph? Why doesn't the Torah begin with the letter Aleph?
We
Is it
had
because
this discussion
Hashem
many
name?
times, and I
We did
never.
have a discussion. The letter Aleph is embedded. You have to seek God. You can't. It's not going to be right on the. Oh, you open up. Oh, there's Hashem right there. No. You want to find Hashem? You're going to have to look. You go 16 portions in, and you find that Aleph at Anochi Hashem Elokecha. I am Hashem your God. That Aleph was taken from the beginning of the Torah, placed right there, so that we know. Oh, you want to find Hashem? You're going to have to seek Hashem. You're going to have to look for Hashem. Right? It's not going to be out in the open, right? Do we see Hashem? When do we see Hashem? But if you look, you see him right away. You know he's there, right? You feel him. You feel him every day. You can feel Hashem. In everything that we do, we can feel Hashem. All right, my dear friends, thank you so much for joining us today with this incredible installment of the Parsha class. I look forward to next Thursday learning together. Tomorrow, Talmud class. Due to the holiday, we will not be having that class. I wish everyone a very safe and secure holiday of Shavuot. Learn all night. Sit with a book. Read Rabbi Wolbe on Chumash cover to cover. If you have any other book that you want to study, do it. It's a tremendous opportunity. It says that the channels of the connection that were back then are around today again. Okay, so in this generation, we can have the same exact experience as we had back then at Mount Sinai.
I want to thank you for teaching. You're an amazing teacher, and I always learn something, and I'm very grateful to have you in my life. So thank you, Rabbi.
Thank you, Howard. I'm grateful as
second
well
that.
to have so many
I
wonderful
third that.
people who I can learn with and grow myself with so much. Thank you so much.
Have a
an
good Shavuos.
amazing Chag. Have an amazing
Okay.
Chag, everybody.
Bye.
Thank you very much.
Thank you.
Bye, Linda. Bye.